I mean, based on what I've heard, it's never a bad time for some more Clann. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. I hope that you are doing well, feeling good on this wonderful day that it is. Because you know what? It's always a wonderful way in some capacity. Today we're going to listen to some Clannad. We're going to listen to this track, and excuse me if I mispronounce it, but I believe it's going to be pronounced Crann. This is the title track off of the album, of course, of the same name, released 1980. We're listening to this track because it was suggested and sponsored by Jörg Fleur. So Jörg Fleur, thank you so much for the suggestion. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like I said, we've listened to some Clannad before. We've listened to some music from, I'm going to mispronounce her name, but Mayer? That's how I kind of see it. And listen, I'm very much happy to. So let us go ahead and pull up this track. We will talk about it a little bit after. Here we go. And I love the artwork, by the way. I forgot to mention that. That sounds divine. A little hot. Bass here. Or maybe it's the pipes. Direct rhythm of the strumming. Love how the male voice is rounded out in this full way. With a track like this from the band, I can't help but feel like I'm sitting fireside alongside some other folk artists and troubadours who are traveling on their way from one city square and one town to another, And in this, break in between as they're on their medieval tour, this is them just sitting by the fire, enjoying each other's company, telling tales to each other, laughing, dancing, singing these songs. And I feel like that's the idea, and that's the place that the band is taking us to, and really sitting us down and speaking to us. And it's gorgeous the way that this is magically crafted with the singing. I'm assuming that it's Brennan who's lead singing here, but don't quote me on that because they're all credited with vocals. And I love how delicate and soft-spoken her direction comes across, but there's this really beautiful fluency in the way that she sings. She's singing in Gaelic here. I translated everything on the lyrics, which we'll of course dive into. And I love how there's these really nice, beautifully subtle rolls in the way she sings, these delightful little trills. It's like the words that she's singing and the way that she's singing them are dancing within their own syllables. And it's just really, really nice to listen to how she, how she puts that through. And I love when the male vocalists come in and kind of add a nice, of course, depth and resonance to the vocals and get a nice full sound in there. The acoustic guitar is nice and delightful. I love when the flute comes in, kind of, to me, adding a little bit of that playfulness during this fireside chat. This is like when to me, when they're all sitting down at the fireside having conversation, laughing and stuff. And then randomly, one of them picks up the flute, starts dancing, play a little melody, and they all get in and begin this song. And I think it comes across incredibly niceful. Comes across incredibly nice, kind of subtly pastoral in a way. And it's a nice way to kind of, to me, end the night. Or kind of sunsets us, I would say. This does. Let's go ahead and pull up the lyrics here, which I believe I saw that this track, when translated also, and the title of the album, means apple tree. So there you go. There is an apple tree in the corner of the garden, and we sit down, or we will put up a fence around it, for fear that the young plant might fall in love with it. Of course, this is translated as best as possible, so it may not be a one-to-one. When you move, I will move, and we will move together, a lovely, beautiful little tree. I would rather the blacksmith who works in the orchard, beating the order, joyfully and strongly, who will earn the shilling and drink it at the tavern. I would rather the farmer sailing out in the open, a fine spring morning with a pair of scythes, bending over the work and turning the plow. I'd rather be the fisherman, out in his boat, casting his nets and catching the salmon, fighting the waves from night to morning. When you move, I move, and we will move together, my beautiful little tree. So, this tree, we will sit down and we will put up a fence around it for fear that the young plant might fall in love with it. Is the apple tree, listen, I could be completely off, and I'm trying to work it out as best as I can with the translation. Does the apple tree represent a child, and the parents are saying, like, this child, I'm assuming daughter, like, we'll have to watch her for fear that someone might fall in love with her, and I don't know, pick her fruit?
Oh.
And also I just noticed, I just noticed that I'm like huge over here. Let me put my, I haven't even looked at my screen over here. Let me put myself back in the corner where I belong, back where I belong over here. I would rather and these are the different suitors, perhaps? Maybe. Don't quote me on any of that. Let me see if I can find anything else really quick, just to see if I'm in the right ballpark or song in Irish. Okay, so apparently it's a traditional song. I'm on a website, myinnermishmash.wordpress. It's a work song collected by Irish musician Seamus Clandillon, who overheard it in the 1920s. Maybe if I can find YouTube comments relating to the song, maybe that'll give us some insight. One of the most beautiful songs I've heard in my lifetime. That's the first song I love by the band. Beautiful. I need a tutorial of this, and that's it. Okay, so nothing. Sometimes I look to the YouTube comments to see if someone has some sort of insight that may not be available anywhere else. And that's kind of one of the better places to turn to, because the song has naturally attracted fans and people that enjoy this song. So that's actually a great place to kind of find other information, or at least different opinions and observations, things that maybe no one else thought of. But nothing there. that I see. Really, really great track. I see that there is a live video here from the band. Listen, literally, the last few times that I've done live videos here, they've gotten blocked. So and they've caused me issues. So I'm kind of straying away from that. But regardless, I enjoyed the music absolutely. So thank you so much once again, Jörg Fleur, for the suggestion. And of course, for the support. I really appreciate that. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments down below. Please come on back by tomorrow. I'm joking at the end. Enjoy the rest of your day. Here's my water. Bye.